Hey, this is Kirk, the movie guy. We have something new we're starting here at the Chronicle News. We're going to continue to do movie reviews, but I've brought a new partner in crime on board, Garrett Watson here, that'll be taking another point of view on the movie. And I'd just like to say, welcome, Garrett. This should be fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to get a take on different movies and be able to go back and forth on that and maybe offer some insight to the movies that maybe the viewers here haven't really thought about.
And the cool thing is, between the two of us, as you can see, there's a slight age difference, so you're going to be getting a completely different perspective on these films as well, which will be kind of neat. Why don't you tell us what we're going to talk about here?
So today we're actually talking a little bit about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is actually going to be playing in Walsenburg coming up this Thursday on Halloween, All Hallows Eve. So it'll be a lot of fun to kind of dig into this real quick.
It really will. Now, the interesting thing between the two of us is I have seen the movie in the theater. And Garrett has not.
I have not. So. It's been on the comfort of my couch.
Which, depending on how you look at your point of view, that's a safe place to be. This is a movie that the crowd very much is a part of.
Oh, but it sounds like so much fun.
It is. It is. But you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. I remember the first time that I went with my wife back years ago, and she had not seen it. And we walked into the theater, and there was 5 rows in the front that were wide open. She said, "Cool, let's sit down front." And I'm like, "No, we're not going to do that because I like the clothes I'm wearing and want to keep them." You have major audience participation in a number of different ways.
Okay, like a number of different ways as in they are talking to the screen or?
Talking, yelling, swearing at the screen. They also have a little, usually they're carrying some sort of bag full of props that they'll use, be it toast that they throw at people, rice, squirt guns because it's raining out and people put newspapers over their head to stop themselves from getting wet. Wow. And then there's the audience participation as far as the songs that go on in the movie.
So the audience almost has a role themselves in what's going on when you see it live.
And honestly, I believe that's what made the movie a success. When it first came out, you have a little bit of detail on that. It started in the theater and over in England in 74 or 75.
75, yeah, 75. And then in 76 actually started rolling in the Waverly Theater in New York. And it was a midnight showing. And at that midnight showing, they, I guess because of the lack of people in the theater or the lack of quorum or personal being able to keep quiet, they started yelling at the screen. And then it started becoming an even bigger hit as those people yelling at the screen actually drew in a lot of viewers as well.
So this movie, when it first came out, absolutely tanked. It did not do well at all. And because of this audience participation and people dressing up in costumes as characters in the play, marching up and down the aisles and singing, it became its own beast. And when I say its own beast, there are people that I've seen. They did a documentary on this thing about 5 years ago, and people have gone 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 times to this movie.
Wow.
Just to be a part of it, to be a part of something. And this is one of those things that when they're a part of it, they're a part of it. They go all out.
True dedication. I mean, I've seen movies that are some of my favorite movies maybe 50 times, maybe. But to see something that many times and it to be that much of a cultural icon is just amazing for a B-roll movie.
Yeah, and you mentioned that as a B movie. I don't think they ever planned it to be. This is not Gone with the Wind by any means. This is meant to be a B film. It's meant to be a fun film. They're actually, as you said earlier, poking fun kind of at the B movies.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 30s to 60s horror and sci-fi movies, yeah.
And as you're watching the film, you don't know it's going from horror to sci-fi until it gets there, which is kind of fun as well. The music is really well done. Take a look online, and you can hear some of the songs. Obviously, the big one, Time Warp.
Time Warp, yeah.
It's a great song, and it's really fun. We got some celebrities that are in it that probably weren't that big at the time. Tim Curry plays the main character, Frankenfurter. There's a character named Eddie, played by Meatloaf. And then the naive couple that shows up when their car breaks down are actually Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick, two actually very big stars. You know Barry Bostwick from the series Spin City, and Susan Sarandon from a number of films as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tim Curry. Wow, like you don't even. It took me a minute to even realize that was Tim Curry when I was watching the movie originally.
Yeah, and he does a wonderful job. I mean, it's probably his most iconic role by far, without a doubt. And he's just sadly, he's had a stroke as of recently and is now confined to a wheelchair. But it's his role in this movie. He was so flamboyant and so energetic. He pretty much stole the film. There's an opening scene in the movie where there's an elevator coming down when he first gets introduced that is just, it's overwhelming, and the anticipation of him coming, I'm using the word
The anticipation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That's part of the movie, if anyone's wondering. It's just such a great scene to see, and I would advise anyone who has not seen it to go and see this film. It is a blast. It's a lot of fun, including my partner in crime over here, Garrett, who needs to go see it live.
I will definitely put it on my to-do list of things to do and make sure I make it and not forget my toast and rice and water guns and newspaper, and I'm sure there's more.
Please don't dress up.
Oh, come on.
Well, when we were first talking about this, I thought it was funny because I was mentioning what actually happened in the film, and the look on your face was kind of sheer panic. You were not expecting any of that.
No, not at all. I mean, going into a theater to watch a movie or a play, you never really think that it's going to become an affair that involves you in what's going on.
I don't think anything before that has ever occurred. I think this is probably one of the first.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would involve you throwing toast.
No, there's very few films that.
I mean, there's bad symphonies that I could see throwing things.
That's for a different reason. That's for a completely different reason. Yes. Well, there you go. I think we should go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show if you have not seen it. Garrett, I think is on the same page as I that we need to go see this.
Absolutely.
And that's about it. I'm Kirk, one of the movie guys.
I'm Garrett, the other of the movie guys.
And why don't you tell us some of the things we can do as far as moving forward with this?
So definitely if you have movies that you want us to review, either Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc., or on the TV, if there are people out there that still watch that, which I'm sure there are, then definitely give us a hit and we will try to sit down and review them. We'll also be doing our own little bit of interviews that we pick out ourselves.
Like I said, anything you guys want to see, anything you guys want to hear about, let us know. We'll see what we can do to help you guys out.
Absolutely.
So for the movie guys, I'm Kirk.
I'm Garrett.
Thanks for hanging around.